Hello and welcome back to the Place to Be Reviews. Saw that he killed this guy because he killed two innocents, right? Which he did. Jeffrey Dean Morgan really is, I don't think they could have cast this any more perfectly. She continued, and he's married. I didn't know he was married to Hillary Burton from One Tree Hill. Wow, good for you, JDM. She's a fox. She continued, so Negan has a lot going on. Negan's also a guy who plays things close to the vest, and there's all kinds of thoughts swirling around. Sip of water for the working man in his head, and we'll learn more about it as it goes on. Certainly, we're seeing him embrace a certain side of himself that perhaps he was forced to leave behind, but it opens up that question of, is the old Negan completely back? Was he never really gone? And those things are all things that we'll be dealing with this season. The episode ended with Negan knowingly crossing into Whisper territory, using his knockoff Lucille to brain walkers. Was Negan trying to find the enemy Whisperers? I think he's out zombie bashing, but he crosses that little weird barbed wire border. So he knows that he's going into that territory. He knows that at some point he's going to run into these Whisperers, Kang teased. The intention is that he's probably trying to get found, but having a little zombie bashing fun along the way. What that means, we'll find out, folks. In the comic books, Negan had his own reasons for tracking down the Whisperers. In the show, he's even more motivated. When he escapes Alexandria, he was keeping ahead of a vote determining his fate and an angry mob out for blood after the accidental slaying of Margot, killed by Negan when he rescued ex-Whisperer Lydia from a vicious attack. And yeah, that was, I see, that's another thing right there. Like, I don't understand this. This title's really clickbaity. but I really find it as a good opportunity for a discussion about the character of Negan. Even though it's kind of a shitty, as articles go, this one isn't, I guess, as bad as some of the other ones out there, but no, because Negan, he's very, very much been redeemed. It all started with his relationship with Carl, which was a direct reflection of the comics, and they tried to do the thing with Henry and Lydia now, and he had this other kid, and some people are like, well, maybe he's weird. No, he's not weird with kids. He just, if they, in the comic, he was a gym teacher. Okay, so he was hard on he was like a gym teacher. He was hard on the kids in his class, but he truly cared about them. And it's the same thing in this. That Brandon said something about Carl, and you could just see him ready to just crush him right there. Because Carl killed a bunch of Negan's guys, and Negan still just loved him. He did. He loved that kid. So I wish we would have got more of that arc carried out on the show, and then, like I said, then they had a second opportunity to have basically dollar store Carl with Henry, and they still could have done the storylines well. Henry was, I joke, he dollar store Carl, but Henry was kind of annoying at first, but he kind of grew on, and I really liked where they were going with him and Lydia, and then they just cut his fucking head off, which, hey, the show is what it is, the comic is what it was, was what it was. It's over now, obviously. I'm sorry, it's been a long day. I don't want to bore you guys. I'm certainly not bored reading this, but it's been a long day. So let's see. In the comic books, okay, so we covered the Lydia thing, and before I kind of went off on a tangent there. Hey, look, an ad for Quaker Oats. Let's close that down. He's going to surprise you in ways you're not going to be ready for as an audience, Morgan said of Negan on a past episode of Talking Dead. Whether that be good things or downright awful things, that's the beauty of him. You don't know what you're going to get. That's why I'm still here, season 10 as an actor, because how lucky am I? And how lucky are we? Honestly. I really like I said, he cuts off Alpha's head in the comics, Oh man, and yeah, this is the third video I've done today, and plus the live stream this morning. So voice is a little strained at this point, so I'm sorry about that. But no, so Negan, he's such a complex character, and his arc is been so interesting, especially since the end of all war. You might say, oh well, he's just been locked in a cell. Well, it's about his redemption, and them kind of giving him some trust, and then he escapes, obviously, but he's still, you can tell he's not going to join the Whisperers. This is just not going to happen. Make the worst faces when I'm like ready to go on, trying to hold it back. No, he fucks some shit up on the Whisperers in the comics. So I'm just kind of hoping they do that in the show too. Beta toss him. I really want to see that fight with him and Beta on the show, and I just want to see him take in the comics. He took I believe Alpha's head back to Rick. There's no Rick, so unless you count Aaron, who they've got his hair and his beard styled exactly like Rick's. It's insane from the comics. So what do you guys think? Do you think Negan's gonna stay a bad guy, or he's gonna go back to being bad, or is he redeemed but trying to help out in the only way he can, which is do things Negan's way? Let me know in the comments below. Please consider subscribing to the channel. Help us, bring you more content, live streams, things of that nature. What else we got? Oh yeah, join us every Monday night right here on the Place to Be Reviews for Going in Raw. Also, Wednesday nights we have the Boardroom in place of the second episode of the podcast for the week. Nope, the Boardroom rotates around between Place to Be Reviews, Goober Brothers Entertainment, Raiders of the Lost Flicks. And we are also joined by the fourth member of the boardroom, Mr. Salvador of 2 Cents Toys. So yeah, there's that on Wednesday nights at 8:30 Eastern. And stay tuned because there'll be another video coming up very soon. I'm Queen of the Place to Be Reviews, reminding you, have a great day and a pleasant tomorrow.